Hi everyone! Now that the city of Cannes in France has banned burkinis in public beaches, meaning those Muslim swimwear that covers your entire body and most of your head, there has been a lot of talk about whether this is Islamophobia or systemic racism, or whether this infringes upon the rights of women to decide what they wear. And the way I see it is that these women, their rights are infringed upon anyway. Like, if they wear that burkini, it's because of pressure. It's because they have been brainwashed into a cult in which they believe it's necessary to veil yourself, or maybe their family pressures them into it. Maybe their husband forces them to wear the veils. So there's pressure anyway. And if they're banned, if the burkinis are banned, then the city is the one who infringes upon the rights of these women. So it's a lose-lose situation anyway. And what really bothers me is that these mostly Muslim males and non-Muslim women who claim that all these women, they just wear these veils out of their own free will. Nobody's forcing them into anything. And I think it's so insulting because everybody knows there are tens of millions of women in this world who have to live with the knowledge that if they go out without the veils, they might get attacked, they might get raped, they might get arrested, they might get killed. And they have to live with that every day. And here, the more privileged women who don't have that pressure on them, then they just ignore that. And it's so annoying to see these Western Muslim women who wear the veils, and they say, oh, but it's out of my own free will. I do it because I want to respect God. And it's like they're oblivious to the oppression and suffering the millions of women in Muslim countries face every day, because they are supporting the system of oppression. By wearing the veils, they are saying, okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to do to worship God. This is what I have to do to be respectful. This is what a woman has to do to have dignity. So they are playing into that system that oppresses millions of women worldwide, and they don't care, because they are not the ones who are oppressed. They are the privileged ones in France or in New York or in Helsinki who don't get killed if they don't wear the veils. So for them it's a choice, but for millions of others it's not. And I think it's so insulting to just ignore those women and play into their oppression. And what I said earlier, that I've also noticed that most of these people who defend hijabs and burqas, they are either Muslim men or non-Muslim women over here. And they're not the ones who have to suffer from the system. And of course the Muslim men, of course they support the system. That's why they have those forced veilings in their home countries, like in Somalia or Iran or in Saudi Arabia, because that's what the guys want over there. And when these men from Somalia, when they come over here, they don't suddenly stop being oppressive. In their own country, they wanted to oppress their women. They wanted their women dead if they didn't wear veils. They're not going to magically get cured when they come over here. Of course, they are still going to oppress their women when they come here. That's what they want. Like in my previous video, I talked about the violence that emanates from the earth. And this is very similar to it. Like, people believe that there's this oppression of women that emanates from the earth, like nobody's guilty of it. But it's these men. Of course it's these men. They are the ones who do it. It doesn't just fall from the sky on them. It doesn't just emanate from the earth. The men want their women oppressed, and that's why they oppress them. They didn't just pull those laws out of their ass. And I tried to discuss this with this left-wing politician here in Finland, Sultan Said Ahmed. He's a man of Somali origin. And I pointed out on his Facebook wall that he shouldn't defend veiling because tens of millions of women are oppressed with veiling. They are forced to veil. And he simply deleted my comments from his Facebook wall and banned me. So that's how he doesn't care about the oppression. He pretends to be this fighter for human rights. And he claimed that the burkini ban in Cannes is systemic racism. If he really cares about infringing upon the rights of others, shouldn't the oppression of millions of women come before something that minor as banning burkinis? Isn't that a bigger deal? But no, because he's a Muslim male, he is one of those people who have created this culture. He is one of the people who want this culture and who benefit from it. So of course he's not going to admit there's something wrong with his culture. And we shouldn't listen to them. Why are we listening to these people? This isn't a matter of opinion. This is a matter of human right. Like, the only thing we should care about is whether everyone's rights are looked after. Like, this is so frustrating. I don't know what to say about this anymore. Thank you for listening.